This is what my chart looks like when I had confirmation of ovulation using the basal body temperature through my Apple Watch, and then we confirmed pregnancy with a positive pregnancy test at 9 DPM. Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Nicole, and if you've been following along with my journey, then you might remember before I got pregnant, I was doing a whole lot of videos about trying to get pregnant and the different things to help getting pregnant. And now that my morning sickness seems to be doing a little bit better, I'm hoping that I can get back into posting videos every week, not only pregnancy videos, but also TTC related videos, sharing with all of you the things that I've learned through many of years of trying to conceive. And hopefully I can help some of you who are still trying to get pregnant, get your big fat positive pregnancy test, and hopefully have your little babies soon. But today's video is going to be about my Apple Watch and using it to temp track. So I used it to do my basal body temperatures. Now, technically, basal body temps are not supposed to be done on your wrist. Really, it's supposed to be done in your mouth. But there's a lot of technologies out there that have like physical, like you put it on your body, you wear it on your ring, or like a ring finger. Like there's a lot of different technologies out there that people can purchase to help track basal body temperature. There's also something you can like insert. I think it's called the keg. There's a lot, like there's a teardrop, like there's a whole list of different products that they sell that you can wear in different ways that help track your basal body temperature. If you find it hard to actually put it in your mouth and track your temperature, which is something I had a hard time with, not the getting up and doing the basal body temperature, because that I had not really an issue with like doing that. My biggest issue is the fact that I still had little kids that got up throughout the night. So when I was doing the basal body temperatures like under my tongue and writing everything down, I felt like it wasn't very accurate. And if you don't know, the Apple Watch constantly is tracking your temperature like a lot. All right, so I wanted to double check it. So I went onto Apple's website and it says that it tracks your temperature. So it takes a temperature reading every 5 seconds while you're asleep. And then it kind of gives you an average temperature based on your whole night's sleep. So I kind of felt like that was more accurate in my situation because I wasn't getting like a long stretch of sleep to take my temperature in the morning. And they say that you need to have a few hours of sleep before you check your temperature, or it could not be accurate. Because of that whole situation with getting up at night, I decided to just give myself a break from trying to do the regular thermometer under my tongue. And I would use my Apple Watch for a few months just to see how the results would end up, because I had been trying to conceive for a very long time before that. So I thought it would be a good experiment to kind of see how the Apple Watch would do. And that has led me to today's video. I want to show you guys my chart on the Apple Watch before I conceived. So this is the month of July. This is the month before we got pregnant, and I'm going to start with showing you the Apple Watch chart by itself for the month of July. And hopefully you can see, but there is a baseline and you can see all of my, there is a baseline so you can see all of my temps as my chart is like before I ovulate. And then when I have like my temp rise, you can see it go up. but I think that the Apple Watch chart is very difficult to visually see what's happening. So for my preference, I would take all of my temperatures from my Apple Watch every day and I would insert it into the Premom app. And the reason why I picked the Premom app is because I have used it for years. It is my preferred app when it comes to logging all of my information. So I use it to do my LH strips and it takes a photo and it adds everything in here. So as you can see on this Premom app, I want to make sure I can get it in there really well for you. So as you can see on this Premom app, the little like purple section is my fertility windows. I'm just explaining this just in case you don't use the Premom app. And the orange chart line is my LH line. So this is all the different numbers that my LH tests were given throughout the cycle in July. And you can see I have a plus sign for my peak LH. And then the blue line is my basal body temperature line. So you can see as that goes throughout my cycle. Those are all my temperatures from my Apple Watch. And then you'll see a little circle with a B, and they use that to indicate when you have your spike. So your temperature spike is the little B on the Premom app. And as you might be able to tell on this app, I had a LH peak, and then within 2 days, so I had an LH peak on cycle day 16. Sorry, I'm looking at my chart here. On cycle day 16, I had my LH peak, and then on cycle day 18 in the morning is when I had that temp spike. So your LH peak is your body is telling you that you're getting ready to ovulate. And then when you see your basal body temperature spike up past your baseline, that is your body telling you that you did ovulate. So it's a way of trying to confirm ovulation. And if you read online, you're going to hear that you want to have at least 3 days of a temperature rise to confirm ovulation. And then it kind of doesn't matter as much, but preferably you want your temperatures to stay up and elevated through your whole I can't even speak today. You want your temperatures to stay elevated, and this can be an indicator to you that you are actually pregnant. And as you can tell in my basal body temperature chart, that my temperatures actually started to go down before my period started. So because I saw that my temperatures were going down back below my baseline, it was an indication to me that my period would start soon, and it did. So this is what my chart looks like in a month where I did not end up getting pregnant. Since I've showed you what my chart looked like when I wasn't pregnant, let's look at my basal body chart and my LH chart for when I was pregnant. Really quickly, I'm going to show you what my temperatures look like from my Apple Watch directly. So this is the Apple's chart for your basal body temperature. And like I said, you can still tell that it was a good chart from this little chart that it has for the month. But I think it looks a lot better when you put all the information into the Premom app. So I'm going to show you what my chart looked like on the Premom app. So quick reminder, the orange line is the LH strip results, and then the blue line is the BBT results from my Apple Watch. And as you can see here, we had a similar pattern of on cycle day 14, I had my LH peak, and then after I ovulated, most likely on cycle day 15, then on cycle day 16, my basal body temperature rose above my baseline, and it continued to stay elevated throughout the rest of my cycle. Past when I had a positive pregnancy test, I still continued to take my LH test to see if it would be positive while I was taking pregnancy tests so we could see if the LH tests were getting darker compared to my pregnancy tests. And on 8 DPO, I might have had very, very, very faint positive pregnancy tests. Looking back at photos, I kind of think there may have been something on those tests, but for sure on 9 DPO, there's faint positive pregnancy tests. So I know at 9 DPO, I had positive pregnancy tests, and you can see that 8 and 9 for my LH were very similar, but then at 10 DPO, my LH went up because it's also the LH tests are reading the HCG like a pregnancy test would, and that's why it spiked up so much. And on 10 DPO, I did get my positive digital test that said pregnant. So we know for sure that I was very pregnant at that point. I want to point this out because I'm not the biggest like basal body chart person. I just recently started doing it, maybe 6 months, and then I only did 2 months of my Apple Watch version of charting, and I conceived. But as you can see, my BBT went up in like 3 days. It kind of stayed similar temperature, right? Like it's up, still elevated, but it's like similar. And then on 4 DPO, it kind of jumped up again, and then it kind of stayed similar temperatures again until 11 DPO. I had like another little spike, and then I stopped testing because a lot of you were telling me to stop testing, and that like after you are pregnant, you have a positive pregnancy test, that your charts don't always stay elevated, and that I should probably just be happy with the fact that I have a positive pregnancy test and not focus on basal body temperatures anymore. So I no longer added my temps to my chart, but this is what my chart looks like when I had confirmation of ovulation using the basal body temperature through my Apple Watch. And then we confirmed pregnancy with a positive pregnancy test at 9 DPO. I hope if you're wondering if the Apple Watch is able to track BBT to a point where it can confirm that you did ovulate, that you find this video helpful, because for both of those months, my BBT rose the same exact time like it should. And even though I didn't end up pregnant the month of July, it all worked out and I ended up pregnant the month of August. And if you have any questions about the Apple Watch and what Apple Watch I have, let me know. I can link my Apple Watch in the description if you want, maybe to like an Amazon or something. But if you have any questions about what Apple Watch I have and which one I use, I know not the older Apple Watches don't test for your temperature. You have to have like a newer Apple Watch. But if you have any questions about Apple Watch and temping in general, if I can answer it, I will try to do my best to answer it. But this is from a girl who is definitely not a professional BBT chart inspector, okay? This is from somebody who is trying to confirm ovulation with basal body temperature without driving myself crazy by temping and stressing myself out. I found that this way of temping was a lot less stressful than trying to make sure I got enough sleep to check my temperature in the morning. But I did use the Easy at Home or like pre-mom, we'll have to add it, thermometer that I bought off Amazon, and it did connect to my pre-mom app. And I found that super helpful because I didn't have to actually input my temperatures. Unlike with the Apple Watch, I had to like go and input my temperatures. So that was not the most fun part of using my Apple Watch, but I didn't have to physically take my temperature in the morning, which was nice. Anyways, I feel like this video is getting way too long, and I will see you guys probably again this week. I'm hoping to have some type of pregnancy related video or vlog style video to share with you, but I will see you very soon. Bye.